Be waiting for that You're Alive to go off. Greetings, all, and welcome back to another episode of What's the reborG podcast. I am reborG, sitting here chilling. Nice little off day type jump. Rosa Dose, don't whine. This joint already cold too. Boy, that's me. Get your ass away from there. Hey, lay down. Interrupting shit already, mother fucking boy, bro. Me, I'm chilling, having a good one. Don't forget the righteous hydration. Got to have it. Got to have it. Should look good too. I'm telling you, as good as it look on this screen right now, with the little frost and the little light sweat on the bottom. Yes, sir. I can't wait to dabble into that. How y'all doing, man? I'm good. Just chilling. You gotta watch this dude, man. He big trash, bro. Get that part out the way. Uh, yeah, this one is it's sweet, but it does still have like a good wine taste to it. The other ones I had was just pretty much spiked Kool-Aid for real, because we still like a bottle left of the first batch I bought, but it shouldn't be nothing for the next one. Probably have to go to the store next week and get it. As always, work is work. Been chilling. We've been on shutdown. The day before we were supposed to. Now shutdown is when I said something, but I don't think I explained it the last time. Is when all the residents have to stay in their room, or they can't come to the dining rooms, and they have to get their meals delivered by to-go box to each room and stuff like that. So they were supposed to be done on Wednesday, because I was off work on Tuesday. Thought I was going to come back Wednesday, to it going back to the regular way. And messed around, and one of my favorites, Miss Marcy Downs. Miss Marcy messed around and got COVID. And instead of it being 3 days like the rest of the residents, hers is a week, because she didn't take the shot, because she was bucking. Yeah, she was talking shit about taking the COVID shot for a while. Do you believe they tried to make me take that damn shot? I'm told them I'm not taking any damn shot. Miss Marcy raw, man. I feel bad for who had to go in that room, because it's pissy in there. No offense, but it is pissy. But yeah, everything been chilling, man. We usually doing everything out of one kitchen, so it's not a lot. Man, the breakfast cook got a lot to do. They got to put breakfast, fill up the boxes, and start lunch. I don't know why they ain't bring nobody on in the morning, but I'm not in charge. If it was my kitchen, it would be different, but it ain't. So shout out to the job. Got my Christmas bonus yesterday. Is this the only job? I don't know. Maybe I got one that's the, you know what? I don't be worried about it. I make sure I keep money in my account, so I don't be concerned with it for real. What up, Reese? Reese. Senor who? That's the homie right there. I was thinking about you earlier today, because I forgot who podcast. I forgot what Knuckleheads podcast I was watching. Not the KG one, nah, but there was another one, and they was talking about Kobe. And the homie here, he's synonymous with the Bean, man. And I watched, like, they had highlights from Maximilian. I can't remember the numbers, but it's Maximilian is the YouTube page, and he be having like great highlights from like people individual seasons. I'm talking about all the way back to when Kareem was playing. I saw one of them. That was nice. And speaking of the Bean and Kareem and basketball, I wanted to have a little discussion. Man, I wish it was more people in here, but that's what the comment section for. Who were some of y'all favorite teams to use in 2K? We didn't always play the park and rec like that. We had to play each other. So who were some of like y'all favorite squads? For me, Very rarely do I use my favorite teams in any video games. Miami is like the only one, but um, but it was a couple of squads that I was, yeah. It was a couple of squads, yeah. First of all, we have to, even though I don't like this motherfucker, Rudy Gay, whatever team he was on, whether it was Memphis, when he went to Sacramento, that cup of coffee he had in Toronto, I've used Rudy Gay in every place he's been, all the way up, excuse me. Because I played the homie Chuck. I played his son last year in 2020, in 22 last year, using the Spurs and used that. No, it was 2 years ago. It was 21. Yeah. That was my thing. I like to use players that I wanted to see succeed in real life. So I'm like, if you play them like this, they should be good. Yeah, so Rudy Gay, especially on Memphis, with him, T.A. Conley. No, it was O.J. Mayo at first. Then T.A. came in. Biggie, I got a little Rosa Dulce. It's a nice little sweet red wine. It's pretty tasty. It's pretty good. Rookie Steph, him and Monte, yeah. But OJ, Conley, Rudy Gay, Zach, I beat your ass, Randolph. And I don't know if Gasol was there. I might have used him before Gasol. Yeah, because when Gasol became the man, I think he only played like one season with Rudy, and Rudy got shipped. But that was one. Reese. Now I'm gonna be talking to Reese personally because that's like my lifelong. That's one of my lifetime opponents. Yeah, I was thinking about that's what it was. I was watching Kemba Walker on the Knuckleheads podcast, and they asked him who was the first person that put drop buckets on him, and he said Darren Williams, and Darren Williams with the Nets was my squad. That was those was my dudes right there. Darren Williams, Courtney Lee, Chris Douglas Roberts, Gerald Green, Yi Jian Leon, and Brooke Lopez. Those was my boys, yo. Because I could hoop. I could hoop with them. Yeah, they was, yeah. The Magic with them damn shooters. Yeah. Oh, yeah, with the Dwight squad. Yeah, with the Dwight squad. I didn't run into them a lot. Good. But they would have definitely been tough. The Miami Heat in the early D Wade years when it was him, Sean Marion, there was Sean Marion, D Wade, Beasley, Lamar Odom. Yeah, I used to like that was one of my favorites right there too. Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. Oh man, there was a couple more. I used to use the Wiz Kids back when Bill was a rookie. I was definitely using John Wall back then. Now that one, see, the funny thing is like when I play my IRL homies, they play the game like the actual counterpart. So homie Reese right now, he would literally play like Gilbert Arenas. So it was just tough because he knew how to do the moves and everything. I'm gonna get to my real enemy soon, but yeah, that Gilbert Arenas squad was crazy. I was so glad you know how to use Jameson like that. Rome, when Remy used to use the Bulls and the Knicks, they was crazy. He was crazy with them. What's a black ass slide with the Mavs? He was good. He knew how to shoot with Dirk like that. Tease, yeah, Tease beat me with you beat me with the regular Lakers squad. Can't remember when did I come around there. It was like might have been like 2010 or something like that. He beat me, yeah, with the Laker jump. Them 8 Second Sons team. That was Reese's brother, Sex. Marcel used to, yeah. Them 8 seconds Suns teams was crazy because he could shoot with everybody. Not only could he shoot with Nash, he could shoot with Matrix, Quentin Richardson off the bench, Joe Johnson before he left, Barbosa, fucking what's the fat dude name? Dial. He even knew how to hit the midi with Amari. Like Marcel was one of them dudes. Yeah, he was crazy with that. He was crazy like that. I was I was still using the T Wolves because Garnett is my favorite player all time. You better get used to it. Whenever he get mentioned, it's my favorite player all time in basketball. I used to like to use him. I even like to use the T Wolves after he left. That Slick Rick, Kevin Martin, Kevin Love, Pekovic. And what's that his name? Who was the big motherfucker that looked like the dude that was in Superman 2? Was it Nikola Pekovic? Yeah, I want to say him. Yeah. And fucking Corey Brewer. Always used Toronto after Vince left. Yeah. Because I really like using them when they had Bosh in them, like Bosh and Jalen Rose and Mo Pete, Mike James. Yeah, I used to fuck with them heavy too. The Thunder, right before Westbrook got there. I went his rookie year. Because sometimes when the team get too good, I'm good on that. Like I never used the Bulls, not that Bull squad. Nah. Why would you send me an audio message in the middle of the stream? You are an ignorant motherfucker. You know damn well I'm on the fucking hate slide. But yeah, once they get good, like I don't go there no more. Cause like I never had a chance to use Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler was always on a good ass team, and it won't know. By the time he left Chicago, won't too many IRL games. Won't too many couch games being played. But they was definitely I used to like them. I didn't use. Did I use Denver? I know Ron used Denver when Melo was there, but damn, I'm trying to remember. Now I definitely used the Thunder, like from Russ rookie year on back, because I used to love the Durant Jeff Green combination. Those used to be my dudes right there. I used to enjoy the shit out of that. Yeah. I still used Philly, even with AI gone. Andre Iguodala is one of my favorite players. I'm a big Iguodala fan. He used to get nasty out there. I used to call him Andre 9000, 9 stacks. Yeah, he used to be cold out there like that. Never used a team with Lebanon up there. And the only team I really faced is back in the day when Marcel used to use the Cavaliers like that. LeBron's first run, he was out there like that. I've used the sorry ass Hornets every now and again, very rarely. Mostly when it was Kimba and Kid Gilchrist and all them when they first got there with them ugly ass blue and orange jerseys. Yeah. The Kings, I used the Kings after they blew that up because I was definitely using Isaiah Thomas back then. That's why Tyreke Evans, one of my favorite 2K players. One of my favorite 2K players right there. Tyreke Evans. Oh yeah. The Bucks, when they had Brandon Jennings and Michael Redd before he got hurt. Right before, I want to say, was it before Giannis? Yeah, it was before Giannis got there. Because one of my favorite players on the Bucks was Ersan Ilyasova, man. I used to love Ilyasova, man. Because he used to finish strong in the paint and he could shoot. He was a beast. Him and my nigga Carlos Delfino. Carlos Delfino, man. I used to call him special effects because there won't no way in hell he had that much athleticism. And 2K used to give him all the love too. Crazy love for Carlos Delfino. Now, man, he was like He was like a foreign Gerald Green because he could spark from three, and he was doing the nastiest dunks out there. My memory getting a little jog back up too, because I remember that Delfino years was cold. Yeah, they used to be my boy. I can't remember what team he was on. It wasn't with the Rockets, but Luis Scola, because I was one of them people. I'm one of them people who still plays in the post and shit like that. Yeah, I'll still play in the post was because I'll give you post work. Even when Garnett was gone, I was using Minnesota and they had Big Al Jefferson. Oh, I'm gonna give you buckets with Big Al on that block. You done. You done. I'm gonna get them buckets. Now, one of the most hated, because Reese been doing a lot of talking in here. Tracy McGrady in that Rockets team. Man. I don't recall you using T-Mac that much in the Magic years, Reese, but maybe not on 2 when we got heavy into 2K. But boy, him and Yao. Because he could hoop, because Reese hoop, so he already know what's up. So he'll skip to my Lou. He can hit the three, play some good defense. Mac was a problem because unless you better hope you slowed him up, because by the fourth quarter, it could get funky. It could get real funky. Always with Kobe. You know, Kobe, his favorite player. It was always a problem with them. They would always get on my nerves. And the funny part was he said he learned how to play in the post in 2K because I was doing it. And he got good. Gasol was cold. With Yama Gasol, he was cold because he could hit that baseline jumper with them. The midi was clean. Yeah, the midi was clean with him on that one. I don't think I played you too much, Poe. I don't recall playing you like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have no recollection. You might have whooped my ass. I don't know, but I really can't think of it. I think you might have been the only one. I don't even know how that happened. Your squad back then, the Blazers. Oh, I loved the Blazers. Loved the Blazers. Brandon Roy. Oh man, 20 points in 5-minute quarters won't shit. That was easy for me with him. And Rudy Fernandez, he was like Delfino, but he actually did have bounce though. I should have used the Spurs one time for my pops. I never did use them when they had Timmy and all them. But Rudy Fernandez was crazy. Rudy Fernandez, Steve Blake at the point, he wasn't doing shit. I was just playing defense. That's all. Aldridge, because I used to get funky with Aldridge. Odin when he was healthy. When he won't, it was Joe Prisbilla. Only old heads remember Joe Prisbilla. Oh, Joe. Joe was like the first like white player I saw that had like black tattoos. He had like the and one dude on his bicep. Oh, I said, oh, he different. But the Blazers team, yeah, I really did like the Blazers team. Yeah. Brandon Roy getting hurt really hurt my feelings. The Pacers, I've always used the Pacers. Always. Yeah. Always use the Pacers because the Pacers don't never have no superstar like that. Yeah, Prius used to get buckets underneath. I mean, like, when you playing people that can play 2K, and I can, easily say that most of the homies that I got, they know how to play, but they know how to play basketball anyways. So they can find a way to get the most out of each player. Because, yeah, underneath he could get you a good finish, and he could block and rebound and shit like that. Yeah, the Pacers squads was cool, especially at the when Jermaine O'Neal got there, because I like Gerbil, man. Yeah, he looked like a gerbil. Yeah. I used to like to use Seattle. I'm surprised not a lot of people use that. Reese, I'm surprised you didn't use them. Rockets with Harden and Parsons. Yeah, that was right around the time that it slowed up. Yep. Right around that Harden trade is when, yeah, but I remember that. Because Parsons was all right before the injuries and shit like that too. Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, Drew Holiday, whatever team he was on, because I was using him with the when he was with Philly, and then I would use him when he went to the Pels, because I could do a little something with Anthony Davis. Yeah, everybody is. Yeah, I'm about to say, and I never used Dallas. Never used Dallas. Nothing against Dirk. Dirk was the homie. I fuck with Dirk, but I just never used him. Um, it's another team. Never used the Magic like that either. Nah, I will never with the Magic like that. Vince Carter when he went to the Nets, yeah, yeah, I was Vince Carter on that one. Damn, I never used Chicago either. Like if I was doing it now, Chicago would be one of the teams I would use. I like a lot of players on the team and shit like that. If I was to use Charlotte now, it'd be a little adjustment because LaMelo shot fast as shit. um, Reese, I gotta bring up your arch nemesis, man. Tony Wotan. I couldn't be stopped going to the cup with Tony Wotan, man. I couldn't be stopped with him. I'm sorry. It's just what it is, bro. Tony Wotan. I used to give people buckets with Tony Wotan. I give you that, Poe, because you can do some shit like that. I could give you that. Oh, you beat T. That is cold, bro. That's cold as shit, man. Damn, with every team, hell no. Because back then when we played, it didn't matter. Go get LeBron. We didn't care. Go get Kobe. Shit, I don't care. We gonna hoop. We gonna hoop. But y'all read the title, man. Back in 2000, I won a state championship on the football team with Heritage. And I just wanted to shout out Hawk was crazy with the Hawks. He used to get buckets with ISO Joe. Yeah, and he knew how to use Horford and all. Yeah, Hawk was nice. He was another dude that can hit threes on you real. He was real dangerous with that shit. But yeah, we won the chip in 2000, and I just wanted to shout out the Phoebus Phantoms from Hampton, winning their second consecutive, going undefeated. Shout out to the homie Ty. Shout out to the boy Remy. I still think he should play defense, but that's just my opinion. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I figured they would win state. After the way they beat Oscar Smith, and as I told y'all, that's one of the worst ass whoopings I've seen on a football field, live or on television. That one was bad. So for you to beat a team like that before the playoffs, they let me know what was up because I knew they weren't gonna play nobody. They weren't gonna play nobody as good as Oscar Smith, and the way that they did them, I'm pretty sure I don't see nobody. There's not too many teams in the state I saw beating them. Not for real, for real. The way they was just not only just beating teams but dominating them, it was just crazy. They won the state championship with the backup quarterback. He went out there, ain't played all year, went out there for the state, and boy, out there getting money. So hearing about that, watching the highlights, because there wasn't no way I wasn't gonna be able to make the game, even if I was off. We had to leave at 7 in the morning. I might have seen if I could hitch a ride, I'd catch a bus or something like that, because that was a long ass drive up to Liberty. I don't like the way they do that shit either. Phoebe's the number 1 seed. Make that state shit at ODU or something like that, so the team that's a higher seed don't have to travel as far. There'd be some bullshit politics with that shit in Virginia, because the teams that's not in the 757, they get a little jelly because we be saucing out here. But yeah, it took me back to the memories of me winning state. with Heritage. Great team, man. Just great team, man. I already knew from the beginning, and because back then, if your quarterback could actually throw, not complete a pass, that's different. Like actually throw, fire iron, yeah, he was nice. And Cook was one of them on his knees, though 50 yards. Yeah, they should cut some of them classes, like 1 through 4. Just bundle all them together. 5 and 6, yeah, and maybe some from 4 you should just put in there. But they basing that off population like it's supposed to be, but it's been so many years because that's how most normal states have it, where the schools divisions are separated by the population of the school. Nah, we was basing it in Virginia. We were basing it on where you were located mostly. Now if you definitely had bigger numbers, because most of the teams in the Peninsula District were Division 5, and only a few were 6 because they had the numbers or whatever. But yeah, man, we had a QB, we had a nationally ranked running back who was in the top 10. Looking up Rivals Football, class of 2002, Mike Johnson was the top 10 player in the country, and you will see some other players up there on that list to let you know what caliber, how funky he was getting then. Because I want to say that's Vince Young's class, Haloti Nagata. Like it was saucing out there. We was pretty good. We had Swole at fullback, 5'10", 5'11", and just a solid motherfucker who liked to hit all game. Like you're gonna need some of them players on your team that just want to hit people. Them unstable motherfuckers. Yeah, we was loaded. We had so many wide receivers that that's how we were, we were interchanging wide receivers like that. Like almost every play. It was Wayne, Gary, Choo Choo, Ray Ray, Pac-Man, QB. I'm trying to think if it was somebody else. I think that might have been it. Yeah, that was in the rotation. They was crazy. We had Daryl at tight end. He was pretty much the size of a grown-ass man then. The line was on point. The line was crazy. Shout out to Johnny Burke. Johnny Burke was like a big bro. Like every now and again, we'd be at school and he'd be like, man, let's go off campus for lunch. Because, only seniors supposed to leave the school, can leave the area for lunch. But he used to take me and go hit up Wendy's or some shit like that. And we, he was cool. Robin was at the other end. He was a wrestler. Who was Cat? I don't know who that is. We had Robin. He was a wrestler. He was strong. Hershey? I don't think Hershey was on that team. If he was, I need to know his real name because I don't know nothing about no Hershey. But yeah, we had Robin. Matter of fact, we had 3 wrestlers on the offensive line: Robin, Atwood, and Crawley, and both of them were pretty good. Like they would go up for district, like the district tournament and shit like that. And who was the other one? Stefan. Stefan was a big motherfucker, man. He was nice over there. He was silly as shit too. Spoon, we had both of them. We had Dion and John. John won't play no wide receiver though. No, John was in. I get to John in a little bit. Yeah. So the line was on point. I remember Atwood. Atwood was a big white boy. And one time we had to go to a city called Gloucester. That's probably like driving from Heritage. It might be a damn near hour. It was damn near an hour drive. And after we smacked them in JV and we came back, he rapped the whole Triumph. He rapped the whole Wu-Tang Triumph, the whole thing. Like, as people were starting to drop off when the Ugar part came up and then the Jizza and the, after some of them parts came up, because, everybody was up there with Inspector Deck Bomb, Atomically, Socrates, Philosophies, and Hypotheses. Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Him. We even did the old dirty part at the beginning. Jack was gone, tease. You thinking about the team that was there when you was at school. Most of the niggas you just named was gone. But Edward did that whole Triumph, and that shit was amazing to me. Oh, yeah. Shout out to O-line. That was mostly how we were able to get it done because they took pride. They took pride in us putting up numbers, pride in us putting up yards. They just didn't want us to be a running team. They wanted us to pass too. They used to go in. They used to go in. And on defense, it was Daryl Blackstock. He made it to the league. Let y'all know how he was. Rudolph was on the other end. Dolph was nice as shit. Um, Defensive tackles was interchangeable because we did that. We did the defensive tackle shit like we did wide receiver, and the defensive tackles were interchangeable because even like little motherfuckers like Pac-Man and Crawley and Witherspoon. Witherspoon couldn't have been no more than a buck 80 at like what 6 feet 5'11", but he was cat quick and he didn't mind playing on the line. He liked the shit. Yeah. The linebackers were the heart of the defense for real, to be honest. They're the ones that made the paper. And this is why I always hated the sports page in our area at the Daily Press. Well, old racist ass David Till, he was always asking me. So, oh, John played line and rag. So when the paper who finally came to interview and give us a story and shit, he was always asleep because I'm gonna get to that in a second. But so it took him until like we won a playoff game and all that shit because we finished the season as the only undefeated team in the regular season in the district, and we still didn't get no press. So they finally came, and at the beginning of the games, we used to hit our pads. We used to have a little boom, 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 boom. Hit squad. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, we called each other the hit squad and shit. Why we get in the newspaper and they talking about they call themselves the hit parade. I said, man, I can't stand this goddamn newspaper. Y'all trash. I know damn well they didn't tell you no damn hit parade, man. It was the hit squad, man. Just cheap. And same thing. Choo-Choo, who was the wide receiver, was the outside linebacker. Yeah, every game we hit squad. Every game we yelling hit squad, and they gonna put hit parade in the paper. So at linebacker we had Swole with the fullback in the middle. It was him and this little dude named Landon that we called creatine. Landon couldn't be no more than about 5'5", 5'6", but he was diesel and he could hit like a motherfucker. Him and Swole in the middle, yeah, because they didn't mind taking on no guards and taking on no blocks because they like to hit. This like the thing. Choo-Choo on the outside was very athletic. Could stop a sweep, and it called y'all hip right. But he could also drop in coverage. And then the whole boy Carl used to call him Trick Daddy. He used to say he looked like Trick Daddy. He was on the outside too. Small dude with a lot of heart that could, was always did his job. Now, coach, I'm gonna get to the coach in a second. I'm gonna get to that in a second. The corners were interchangeable, but it was mainly Mike because nobody could run past him, and Ray. Because Ray was a real good technical corner. Yeah, very good. And that safety was the quarterback, Cook. Now, Cook had played linebacker the year before, and he wasn't really known for his speed. So that first day we broke into individuals, he went back there with the DBs, and the head coach was also the linebackers coach. He said, "What the fuck is you doing over there?" Him and the other coach, Coach Rob, our head coach, Coach Quillen, was also the linebacker coach. We used to call him Killer Quill because he used to have love and hate tattooed on his knuckles. You didn't see that a lot back then. And he had this deep voice like this. And he told Cook, if your ass get burnt, I'm going to bring your ass back down here to the linebacker. And hey, man, Cook held up the whole year, man. He didn't get fried up like that, man. I don't know how, man, because he was slow. But hey, he did his thing. He could hit too. Yeah. When your quarterback can hit, Hey. It was a good one, man. I love the coaches. Killer Quill was that dude. Killer Quill knew all of us like that. He knew what would get us, you know what I'm saying? He knew how, great coach. Coach Robinson, who was ahead of his time, he was calling a pro style offense back then. Yeah, the only person who was more ahead of his time was Tommy Reeman at WaRG, because WaRG was running the spread in 2000, like a real spread. 4-5 wide out there, one running back. Just a running back and the quarterback back there. But Coach Rob was calling a lot of vertical shit. Yeah. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to use each weapon that we had and all that. Coach Bernie on the line. Coach Bernie was cool. He was cool. A lot of the guys left from the year before because the head coach had took a job at a college and took some of them with him. Like Coach Bird. He was a cool dude. But it really, damn. We had the white guy. I can't remember the white guy's name. I can't remember his name at all. Damn. I can't remember his name. He was the kicking coach because we didn't have a kicker when the year started, and like halfway through, after like 4 or 5 games, we decided to get one just in case we needed a clutch kick, toward the end. And we had the homie Ian. Ian was on point. Oh shit. We won't be getting that to the end. He was on point. Ian could kick. Now, unfortunately for him, we never had a situation where we needed the field goal, but Coach Quill would always send him out there every now and again for like a random jump just so he could kick one, just so he could kick, but it was never like nothing that crazy or nothing like that. So, oh shit, I tried to pick up the cap. That didn't roll down. All right, so the first game, what we do in VA is your first game, unless something happened with the weather, the first game you're going to play outside of your district. So we had to play a team. We played a team called Cox. COX. They was ass. Ran through them. They won't shit. Then the next year, matter of fact, let me preface it. The year before, sophomore year, the team only had one loss. We lost to Hampton High. Hampton High used to be the powerhouse around here. Like the dude that won, he got like a couple of the Coach Smitty dog. He got a couple of state titles. He won the district almost damn near 15 years in a row. He had refs in pocket. He was like that. Coach Smith was like Bud Kilmer from Varsity Blues. That's what type of coach he was. So the year before, they had both third all time. He third all time in wins in the country, not just Virginia. Third all time in the country for wins in high school football. So I mean, he was like that. He was an asshole, and he had refs in pocket. But the year before, the team had lost to Hampton twice. That was the only losses and the only ass whoopings they took. They played them tough in the first game and lost, and then the playoffs, that shit was just ugly. So we was looking for a little redemption. And because the district didn't want a Newport News school to be that good, our schedule was real front loaded. Yeah. Because right after them, we played Phoebus. Now, Phoebus was always the tough team. Always 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Phoebus wouldn't pass it. If Phoebus passed the ball more than 5 times, they was either losing or he just was that confident in the quarterback, which wasn't a lot. Not until the year after. But we beat Phoebus, and then the coach got mad. Shout out to Bill D. He was always cool with my pops. Always respectful. He thought I was going to Phoebus when he used to see me on the sidelines in the games with my pops. He thought I don't know. My parents picked where I was going to go to school. I really didn't give a shit. But him and Coach Killer Quill got into it at the end of the game because he thought we were running up the score. I want to say it won't even that bad. I don't even think we scored 40. And he said, that's bullshit. That's Bush League. That is Bush. And Killer Quill said, you better stop crying like a bitch and just take your ass away. He kept saying, stop crying like a bitch. So he beat them. I can't remember like the schedule as far as like each game, but I remember each game individually. Like schools like Denby, Gloucester. The funny thing about me against Gloucester, I go in there and tight end. It's supposed to be it was like a quarterback run. So Cook get on the outside and he start running. I'm on the left side. He's running toward the right. So I'm just trying to come back and I'm trying to come back and get blocks while he's trying to run upfield. And I don't be thinking like that. I just be reacting when I play football. So I went to go get the crackback on this lineman. Man, like this dude had to been at least 6'4". He was bigger than me easily. He had to been like at least 6'4", 250. He was a big motherfucker. So I ran up, and when I hit him, I just fell off like a mirror. I just slid off the motherfucker. And then like when I slid on the ground like that, he went to go step and he fell. I didn't trip him on no shit like that. He just fell after that. Like he stumbled and went down too. Because I didn't hit him like in the head and I went all gut because he was bigger than me. So I just, and then I slid off and I thought he had fucked me up. I thought he was just going to keep going to try to make the tackle. But no, he had stumbled and fell and shit. I hope I ain't fuck him up and nothing like that. Now, the competitive games, it really wasn't a whole lot. Not during the regular season. We played Hampton. When we finally played Hampton, it was a defensive battle, low-scoring game. And we were up, and they were getting ready to score. And matter of fact, Jimmy had broke out. A dude named Jimmy Williams. He was an All-American at Virginia Tech. He broke out after a catch and was getting ready to hit that sideline. And Carl Martin came and used his angles because we used to use the angle drill all the time. Like he used his angles and caught him, and Hampton ain't had no kicker at the time. So no, they didn't need to kick it. They was down more than a field goal, less than the touchdown. So it was like 4 more points. And they got that, and then they floundered, and everybody was hyped because, nobody beat Hampton like that for real. So we beat them. That was the only tight one. Bethel was crucial. I mean, we won probably like 24-7, but it was at least 3 dudes that Bethel gave concussions because Bethel is one of those teams that got all the talent but none of the coaching. Like if they was ever to get a coach over there, they would be crazy. But they was cracking the shit out of us. Now I didn't catch no concussion, but other motherfuckers did. They was hitting the shit out of us out there. They was hitting. Yeah, but they was hitting. Was it any other? No, it really wasn't no tough one. So we hit the playoffs. The first team we played was a school called IC Norcom, and they're in Portsmouth, a rougher part. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. They bought it. I ain't even going to lie. They came out there with their band, because at the time, our band wasn't that good. We had about like little 4, 5 junks that the band would play, but it was never no sauce. It was never no current songs. The only team that was playing current songs was Phoebus. Phoebus' band was cold. Phoebus' band used to go out there and rock. But IC Norcom came with the black band leader, and the first half, we was losing because they had this tough-ass, gangster-ass running back who was out there playing football with a grill. That just when you see them motherfuckers out there playing with gold teeth and grills in their mouth, you're dealing with a different human being. Very rarely are they ass. Very rarely. And, man, they was up by like 7 at halftime, man. And, we had never been down at half. So, we was a little down until we got in the locker room. And Coach Quill, matter of fact, before we got in the locker room, as the teams was coming off, as the clock was going down at halftime, Norcom's band started playing the ESPN theme. it was cold because we didn't, nobody was playing that shit like that. So they went in and the running back and all that other shit, and then they hit us with that. I was like, oh shit. We got in the locker room. Killer Quill got us right back in it, man. Like, just great halftime adjustments and just great speeches from him in general. You won't run at them long, drawn out dudes. It was plain and simple. You better go out there before you get your ass whooped. That's what type of coach he was. But yeah, and then after that, we had the rematch with Hampton, and everybody was hyped because they like, hey, man, y'all just barely beat Hampton, so this is going to be a good one. We beat the dog shit out of Hampton. Got to be one of the worst losses Coach Smith ever took. We beat the fuck out of them. We beat them so bad, we was littered throughout the newspaper that day. And the fucked up part about that one, funny story about me, in the back of the sports page is me getting crushed by Daryl for a hug. I had just, you shouldn't be hugging no other. He crushed me, man. And that was in the back of the paper. You can look at my face in the paper and tell I was being crushed. But that one was cool. I don't know why I can't never remember the team we played at the Hampton. I just cannot remember. Because it wasn't Dinwiddie, because Dinwiddie is who we played in the championship. Damn, I can't remember the name of that damn team we played. That was in the damn mountains. We had to go to the mountains to play the semifinal game. And of course, it was fucking snowing up there. The coldest I had ever been in my life. I thought I was out there trying to be tough, just going out there with no sleeves, but I could have died. I could have died. But they were good too. Yeah, matter of fact, the running back was so good. When a player is dancing to the to the band during the game, shit get real, bro. Shit get real. But once again, Quill put in there. He went in there, man. Y'all better stop be worried about this goddamn cold. Worried about winning this game, goddamn it. So we got that one. Matter of fact, I think. Oh yeah, we had to stay in a hotel the night before the day before the game. Yeah, we went to this fake ass Golden Corral. That shit was called the Wood Grill. And this dude, I ain't gonna say his name. This dude, he had bad breath on the team. Somebody. Stephon said, man, if you don't get your Wood Grill breath smelling ass. And the dude was named Wood Grill the whole time. Like, thank God it was only 2 more games to be played. It's calling that boy the Wood Grill. That boy. But yeah, we beat that team. I cannot remember why. I can't remember the name of that team for the whole jump. And then we went to the University of Richmond for the state game. That one was crazy because right before us, Division 6 was playing, and that was Deep Creek. At this time, Deep Creek was real good. They were undefeated too. And they had D'Angelo Hall, who, if you watch football, Virginia Tech grade, Pro Bowler for the Redskins and the Falcons. Like, he was pretty good. Made it to the league and all that shit. He was highly ranked. They team, Deep Creek, had lost the state championship game, and they were crying like a motherfucker. Not to say that they shouldn't have, but like to see how much that hurt them. That jump was out. We just, it put our psyche in a different place because we didn't want to have that feeling at all. And when we were down at halftime, Killer Quill put that shit right back in our memory. He was like, yep, out there bullshitting, huh? Out there losing, huh? Out there not playing the way you're supposed to, huh? Your ass is gonna be out there fucking crying like y'all look like goddamn Deep Creek. Because it was crazy because Deep Creek was down a lot. They was down by like 3 touchdowns. And they scored 2 touchdowns like that quick. Like 2 diving catch touchdowns real quick. And then they still couldn't pull it off at the end. And Quill got in our ear, Robin, can your ass fucked up out there, huh? Your ass gonna be crying like Deep Creek. And when we came back at a half, yeah, we was lit. We was lit. Because we had the talent and the coaching was real fucking good, man. I can't say that enough, man. Coaching was like that, bro. They put us in there. They put us in there to win because we was watching like extensive film. This was the crazy part. Like every Monday, we would watch film. We would rewatch the game that we just played, and then watch a little bit of the team we were getting ready to play. And I want to say Thursday is when the other film used to hit the weight room on Thursdays and then watch film. So we, studying the shit out of the team. So that's why I always got appreciation for film because I know that was one of the main reasons. And man, some people used to get cooked in that goddamn film room. The homie Carl, Killer Quill used to be on his ass for not like nobody else. Because Carl could tackle, but unfortunately, he just, I don't know, he just didn't have any opportunities to be lighting nobody up. The rest of the linebackers was killing motherfuckers. But the rest of them was killing motherfuckers. But I always respected it. Because I've never, I enjoy a big hit, in the highlights and stuff like that. But if I'm the coach, I don't give a fuck. Just get him down. Because I don't give a fuck how you do it. Just get him down. We ain't got time for that going all the way out. We ain't got time for all that yak and all them yards after contact shit. We ain't got time for that. Get him on the ground. I don't give a fuck how you do it. Just do that part. That one, and whenever Cook would have a bad throw, Coach Robinson used to kill him. He used to, wow, like he used to get, man, he used to cuss him the fuck out. So now look at this interception right here. he used to be, he used to be like, now look at this interception right here, Jason. Look at this fucking interception. What the fuck did you do wrong, Jason? Because he was a country motherfucker. What the fuck did you do wrong? Don't even answer it. You're throwing off your fucking back foot again. Plant your goddamn feet and deliver the fucking football. Bullshit out here turning over the goddamn football. And we won the game. Matter of fact, that Bethel game, they were frying a lot of people in there. Like, even though we had won the game, it was a very sloppy and ugly win. But the coaches went the fuck in on everybody, man. How the fuck you get out hit like that in the goddamn game? You can't get out hit. You better take that bullshit in the playoffs. We're gonna fucking lose. Love Killer Quill, man. He was funny as shit, man. Oh man, because I had gotten in trouble in school one day, and the teacher had told him, and he knew exactly what to say. It wasn't no PT. You ain't gonna dress out and none of that shit. He just simply told me, "Don't make me tell your daddy." And I said, "God damn." You just gonna go all the way here, huh? You ain't even gonna do no light shit, huh? You could at least let me just get hit in practice since it had been happening all year anyway. Since I was a starter, I was on the scout team, and it won't like we had a whole lot of people on the team. So, it's just gonna be out there. And just, man, I took some bad hits, bro. I took some bad hits, man. It was rough. One time I jumped and caught a pass, and Mike pushed me in the shoulders, and Ray clipped my legs. And if anybody in here has ever been in the air, your whole body in the air, time slows down. I had time to recollect and all that shit and just do all, and then, pow. And the bad part was I wasn't fucked up. Like, it was just weird to be like flipped in the air. Like, them boys were real. Yeah, boy, it is quite the experience. Time will slow down, and you got time to sit there and think about it. I had time to look to the left and to the right and all that shit. And I'll be honest, because Coach Robinson was the scout team quarterback, because we really didn't have a backup till we got Wayne later on in the season. So Coach Robinson was doing it. And I think he kind of set me up on purpose. For him to be short, because I was taller than him, for him to be short like that and to throw the ball like that in the air like that, I think he kind of wanted me to get hit. I think he kind of wanted me to get hit. Because you got to remember, never got scooped. Nah. Seen people get scooped. But I never got scooped. I always got hit blindside. Yeah. Daryl used to fuck me up on them crackbacks. The Bass used to, he was trash for that shit. He won't never calling that shit out. If he had a problem with me, I never knew nothing about it. That boy was trash for that shit. You can't let no nigga getting ready to go to. You can't let nobody. You can't let nobody who lead the district in sacks just be hitting people. It's damn near all the. Like I said, the quarterback could hit. So it was a whole bunch of motherfuckers who could hit on that team. Even the ones on the bench. John Witherspoon, brother Dion, he could hit. Davon, he could hit. There was a bunch. The line could hit. All the linemen could hit, especially ones on the. Nah, Crawley, Robin, and Stephon could hit like a mom. Yeah, they could hit like a mom. Johnny Burke was more technique. That's what you needed at that time anyway. He was more finesse at the left tackle. He was good with his feet and his hands like that. But they was, yeah. Mike could hit. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. Matter of fact, we had something weird happen. We had to vote a player on the team. This was like in the second half of the season. We had already played like 7 or 8 games. No, this was right before the playoffs. The last game before the playoffs, Kickertan. Yep. And they asked if, I don't know how this shit came about, because apparently the dude that was asking to get on the team, Ant, had an issue with another dude that was already on the squad. And then they voted, and then we got to vote if we wanted Ant on the team. Yeah, Ant was cool. I remember him from JV. He was a cool dude. He could play too. Probably would have been even, we won state without him, but he would have been a good piece too. And we had to vote him on the team, and the only person who and they counted the votes too. I guess Coach Quill wanted to let us know how petty Bass was. And he said, yeah, everybody but one person voted not to have him on the team. Y'all know who that was. We used to take it. I'm trying to remember the dudes from JV that got brought up. Because when you go to the playoffs during the season, you could take players from JV and just have them dress out. They ain't got to. If you do let them play, if they played in the JV game, they couldn't play in the varsity game, or if they had already played, they couldn't play the next week. I want to say if you played in 3 varsity games, you couldn't play JV no more. And I know it was Rock, Lil Aaron. Aaron had that Josh Childress fro that he never did nothing with. Marcus. And there was one more person. I can't remember the fourth. It was like Rock, 2 wide receivers, and somebody else. I don't know. But it was cool to have them there. They got to do that experience. My ring, my state championship ring is with my pops. He keep that with him. The memories are what I cherish, and all the shit I put out there on the field. Nah, they ain't getting no minutes. Nah, they did at the state championship game. Like everybody was trying to. Once we knew we had won, everybody was trying to get some extra Everybody was trying to get some extra snaps because they had already put the subs in. Everybody was trying to get some extra snaps. Punt, kickoff, kick return. Everybody was trying to get some snaps, bro. Yeah, you couldn't play in that many. Nah. Because one year we played JV, and we was playing Phoebus. And Phoebus had bought down this dude named Adibi, African dude. They had bought him down for the 1 JV game. They had bought him down for the 1 JV game so he could beat us. And then he didn't play JV the rest of the year. They just wanted to beat us because we had beat him the year before. He ended up making it to the league too. He ended up playing at Pittsburgh. He was nice too. Probably one of the strongest people I had ever played against. But yeah, they bought him down for that. with that horrible field. That was the only thing about JV. The only bad thing about JV was you was gonna go to some schools where they didn't even have grass in the middle of the field. And it wasn't like they were using the fields for baseball, like you've seen in the professional ranks and stuff like that. It was just dirt in the middle of the field, man. It was just bad, bro. Yeah, Pops got the ring and he got the jacket at the crib too. I think he still wear my jacket and shit too. I wasn't a senior, so I ain't get my pick. So I was wearing number 30 then. So, and my picture was ass too, because I didn't know it was picture day. So I ain't even know, because they just said put your uniforms on and come outside. I was like, is it practice? They were like, no. So I just wore some regular ass, raggedy ass Reeboks I had on and all that other shit. And then like I didn't know it was picture day. Now senior year, yeah, I got to wear my deuce and everything. So that was cool. I ain't speaking on that season unless y'all want me to. That one was rough. That one was rough. I'm gonna tell you, it was a case of how the mighty have fallen. Oh yeah, it was a lot of teams. We went undefeated to win state. Oh, it was a lot of teams that got their get back. I might talk about that next week. But there was a lot of teams that got that get back. No, tease. This is not even after the rain. Phoebus, Hampton, Denby, all had literal dirt in the middle of the field. I would have actually liked if it would have rained, so the ground would have been soft. They just got straight dirt in the middle of the field like that. Nah, bro. Nah. That ain't it. That ain't it, man. That shit hurt too. Ain't nothing worse than catching a strawberry and shit like that, because you're not really concerned about shit as it's going on. You catch the strawberries later after you done sat down and went to the bench. God damn it. Oh, if we don't get out the middle of the field. That junk used to be trash, man. Some of them teams, man. Ew. Yuck. I couldn't take that, man. That junk was. And the referees won't even trying to move the ball either. They used to just keep it in the dirt. And I used to be like, man, y'all niggas is trash. But I appreciate y'all coming by, reliving one of the good moments in my life. I really enjoyed the state championship jump because we didn't have no beef. There weren't no fights, not even a skirmish or nothing like. Not even a real. There won't even no arguments for real. Like a lot of roasting. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of roasting for everybody. They used to talk about how black Choo Choo was, how big Cookhead was, the mole on Stephon nose. They used to talk about Daryl being the big motherfucker. They used to talk about Crawley being short. They would even roast you if they caught you with girls and shit like that. Like they would make any. That's how high school was. Period. It wasn't just a football team. Everybody was cracking jokes. I remember that time they caught me in the hallway with a jump, and they blew the spot up hot. They was like, bro, like, oh, you got the jump with him, and he's skipping class. Oh, it was loud as shit. I'm glad I ain't getting in trouble for that one. That one, they was hyping me up. They was all laughing and shit like that. Yeah, good times, man. Good times, man. Funny as shit. That time Stephon told Cook, if you don't shut your squirt, he said, boy, you got to hear like a squirt bottle. Shout out to the managers, too. I can't remember none of them except the one I was in love with. Taniqua, that was it. I can't remember the rest of them at all. I know they was cool people. They was cool and all that. But Taniqua, that was my high school crush. I was in love with her back then. And like I said, the team, it won't really no beef or nothing like that. Like when we used to have the two-a-days, I don't know how. Because you go into practice 2 times a day. Like even if it's summer, twice in one day is a lot. Then I'm a sweat at video games at the time, trying to get some cheeks and kick it with the homies. Ah, man, I wish I would. I'm old now. One football practice will do me in. I can get through it, but I don't know, man. It all depends on where I'm at. Because I don't want these little motherfuckers hitting me like that. But we used to be cool. Like they used to hang out. We used to hang out in like the film, like this little coach's office that Killer Quill had. He was in that. It was like a secondary office or whatever. And they used to let me, bring the PlayStation by, whatever system we had at the time. We go play that shit. I remember going over Wayne crib playing NFL 2K like that. So we was real, we was cool, and I enjoyed it. I really got a lot of respect for them dudes, man, because they could have like big timed a lot of us, especially somebody like Mike. Come on now, y'all done seen some superstars in y'all life, or somebody who was the man in high school. They could have been real assholes, but Mike won't never like that, man. It's real chill, man. Silly as shit, yeah, because he was goofier than a motherfucker on the squad, but Mike was always cool, yeah. Make sure my shit tight. All right, man. Thank y'all for coming by. I really appreciate it. We'll probably talk about the next season. It won't as good, so it won't be as long. I mean, that portion of the podcast won't be that long, man. It won't. I ain't trying to talk 45 minutes about some bullshit happening. Let y'all get them giggles in for 20 minutes, and then that's it. We're gonna switch up the topics. But thanks for coming out again. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm out. And as always, be easy and be you, because that's all you can be. Thanks.